Over the past few months, I've made individual videos talking about the New York Rangers, the Ottawa Senators, the Minnesota Wild, the Detroit Red Wings, and today I want to continue that and talk about the Colorado Avalanche. Maybe it's not the best time to make this video considering last night they lost Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals to the Dallas Stars, but I'm still relatively confident they'll win that series, and even if they don't, that doesn't take away from the fact that I think they're going to be a dominant team throughout the 2020s. I know I titled the thumbnail The Next Dynasty, and while in today's NHL it seems like forming a dynasty is almost impossible, the only team in the salary cap era to win back-to-back Stanley Cups is the Pittsburgh Penguins. However, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Colorado won, say, 3 Stanley Cups in a 5-year span sometime throughout the next decade. They are set up to be such a good team right now, and they've been showing that throughout the 2020 playoffs, but are also set up so well for the future. Let's start off from the top and talk about their franchise player, Nathan McKinnon, 24 years old, 93 points in the regular season, and so far in the playoffs has been absolutely dominating with 16 points in just 9 games. It seems like every game I watch of the Colorado Avalanche, there is a play where McKinnon just leaves me speechless, and I'm like, how is he able to do things like that to other professional hockey players? Now, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about Nathan McKinnon because I feel like I've done that a lot throughout the year. You guys get the point. He's obviously an amazing player. Everybody knows he's a superstar and one of the best players in the NHL. Let's now make the transition to Colorado's other franchise player, rookie phenom Cale Makar. Whether he wins the Calder Trophy or not, he had an incredible rookie season with 50 points in 57 games. So far to start the playoffs, he has also been very impressive with 7 points in 9 games. He scored that ridiculous goal against the Arizona Coyotes. I'm sure you all know which goal I'm talking about. At the age of 21, Cale Makar is already one of the best defensemen in the NHL. He's an amazing skater. I would say that's probably his most impressive attribute. He's been a fantastic power play quarterback throughout the entire season. I feel like he's already perfected the art of getting your shot through no matter who is standing in front of you trying to block it. When it comes to every championship team, you need that number 1 star defenseman. When was the last time a team won the Stanley Cup without having that? Last year with St. Louis, it was Alex Pietrangelo. The year before that, Washington had John Carlson. When Chicago won their cups, it's been Duncan Keith. Pittsburgh, Chris Letang. LA, Drew Doughty. You guys get the point. Obviously, McKinnon and Makar are extremely important players to this team, but part of what makes them so good is everything that they have around those guys. Up front, they have some pretty great co-stars at Mikko Rantanen and Gabriel Landeskog. Those two guys, along with McKinnon, make up one of the best lines in the league. I would argue that when they're healthy and on top of their game, they are the best line in the whole NHL. And I feel like we have to give a lot of credit to Joe Sakic, who over the past year has done an amazing job of adding players to build good depth around that top line. The Nazem Kadri trade just looks better and better as the days go by. He's been one of Colorado's best players in the playoffs. Andre Burakovsky, I mean, what'd they give up to bring him in? I think it was the 3rd round pick. He's only 25 years old and just had the best season of his career. Jonas Donskoy was a free agent signing in the offseason that has been a solid contributor. Vladislav Nemestikov, a trade deadline acquisition who didn't cost the Avalanche much at all. Even smaller signings like Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, who's been a great 4th line center for them, and Valery Nichushkin, who was one of the biggest surprises from the 2019-20 season. His advanced analytics were insane. The Avalanche also have some pretty solid blue line depth with guys like Samuel Girard, who's only 22 and just continues to get better. He's locked up on a very long-term contract that looks like it could wind up being a steal if he continues developing at this rate. Fellow Nova Scotian Ryan Graves led the NHL in plus-minus this season at a +40. I'll even mention Eric Johnson, who, yes, isn't on a very good contract, but is still a solid defenseman. It's not like his contract would hurt the Avalanche anyway, considering they are in such a good cap situation, which is just another one of the many reasons why they have such a bright future and why they were able to add so much depth around their top guys over the past year. Another reason why Colorado is such a scary team moving forward is because we have yet to see Bowen Byram even play a game for them. The 4th overall pick in the 2019 NHL draft, one of the top prospects affiliated with an NHL team. Sometimes I forget the Avalanche even have Bowen Byram just because they are already such a good team. They had a defenseman this season that was in the Calder Trophy conversation, and that very well could happen again next season. Now, I don't want to get too ahead of myself because, like I said, we have yet to see Bowen Byram even play an NHL game yet aside from the preseason, but if he turns out to be anything close to what Cale Makar is, look out. The Avalanche also have prospect Alex Newhook, and when people talk about the best NHL affiliated prospects, I feel as though his name is not brought up enough. Like Bowen Byram, the Avalanche selected Newhook in the 2019 NHL draft with the 16th overall pick. This is a guy who had 102 points in the British Columbia Hockey League in 2018-19, and this season as a 19-year-old freshman for Boston College in 34 games led the team in scoring with 42 points. I'm sure you've all heard the term the rich get richer. I feel like that really rings true with the Colorado Avalanche. I think that just about wraps up everything I wanted to touch on in this video. It's crazy that this is the team that had that historically bad season just back in 2017. It's been such a quick turnaround. They really have a little bit of everything. The star power up front with great depth, a good blue line led by young guys like Cale Makar and Samuel Girard. They also have really solid goaltending, the tandem of Grubauer and Francouz. Now that I think of it, I don't even think I mentioned those guys in this video. There is just so much good to talk about when it comes to the Colorado Avalanche, but I think I'll end it there. If you are an Avalanche fan, make sure to let me know down below in the comment section your feeling on the current state of the team and of course moving into the future. I'm sure you're going to be feeling pretty good about it. Also, one question I want to ask you guys that I want you to answer in the comments: 5 years from now, which team do you think is going to be the best in the NHL? I think I got to go with the Avalanche. But yeah guys, that is going to wrap up this video. Make sure to let me know what team you want to see next, and if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to go down there and drop a like on it. That is the best way to show your support. And as always, if you guys are new to the channel and you want to see more NHL content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys all in the next video.